Welcome to Learning with Lifestreaming. Today I am giving you a preview of the talk I'm giving tonight at 5 o'clock at the CRL. I am practicing my, this is supposed to be about my research and my influences, my research influences. So this is a preview of the talk. I'm trying to get it down to 10 minutes, and right now it's way too long. So I'm doing a practice run on you, so you can give me feedback and tell me if it makes sense in an hour. And I just need to practice this. So here we go. Picture that I'm lecturing to you in the gallery space, and the printer is not going at the moment. Wait for it. Okay. Welcome. I'm Jessica Mullen, and I'm a live stream designer and a live streamer. So what is live streaming? Live streaming is the act of documenting and sharing your activities online. A live stream website collects all the things you publish, like photos, tweets, videos, or blog posts, and displays them in reverse chronological order. So who invented live streaming, you ask? Live streaming was first envisioned to be a true electronic memory. At Yale University in 1997, computer scientists Eric Freeman and David Gelernter founded the concept of live streams as a network-centric replacement for the desktop metaphor, currently in place on computer operating systems. So right now you have a computer and you use files and folders and trash cans. It's a desktop metaphor. But a live stream is a different way to look at that, at file organization on a computer, and it's a chronological stream without file names, and it's time ordered instead of using files that you have to manually put your files in. Was there live streaming before computers? Marketer Steve Rubel writes, I like to think of a live stream as today's digital equivalent of Leonardo da Vinci's notebooks. Da Vinci recorded notes, drawings, questions, and more in his notebooks. Some of them were quite mundane, like grocery lists and doodles, but other entries were not, and the body of work was, over a time, a view of one individual's mind. Another person who can be considered a pre-computer live streamer is Samuel Pepys, and he was a 17th century diarist living in London. Beginning on January 1st, 1660, Pepys kept a diary in which he recorded his daily life for 10 years. He wrote extensively about relationships with women, friends, business matters, emotions, trivial concerns, and his difficult marriage. His account of his personal life as well as national events in the 1660s is invaluable to historians. Another analog live streamer is Bob Graham, Senator Bob Graham. Since 1977, Senator Bob Graham has been tracking minute details of his life in small notebooks, including his weight, location, attire, meeting notes, and social interactions. Recently, there was a political controversy over whether the House of Representatives Speaker Nancy Pelosi had been briefed in detail about the torture of the 9/11 terror suspects. The CIA claimed Pelosi had been briefed, but Pelosi denies having been briefed. Turns out Senator Graham was supposed to have been briefed as well on the torture, but Graham's records show that the CIA records were inaccurate. Of the 4 briefings that the CIA claimed occurred, only 1 was documented in Graham's notebooks. And so they believed Graham and not the CIA, and that shows how one person's records can be more credible than a bureaucracies or institutions. So what does live streaming look like today with computers? Well, the difference between these pre-computer live streamers and now is that live streaming is now done in public. Instead of just diary entries or journaling, live streaming is a public activity. One part of live streaming is self-tracking, and self-tracking, Kevin Kelly has a blog called The Quantified Self that explores the benefits of self-tracking with the aid of computers. A few things computers make easier for us are financial budgeting, counting calories, tracking physical activity, calculating carbon footprint, and monitoring sleep cycles. So when we document our daily lives online using these online tools, we can measure our progress and share it with others in ways that we couldn't before computers. We didn't have GPS to track our runs. We couldn't monitor our sleep cycles with an iPhone application. So by measuring and tracking these things online, we can begin to see patterns in our behavior, and that kind of self-evaluation may lead to real lifestyle change and better health and decision making. So self-tracking is one part of live streaming, but another part of it is that it's a performance and a reputation device. Julia Allison was someone who introduced me to the concept of a live stream as a performance and a reputation builder. Allison broadcasts her life via her website, Non-Society, to entertain and gain a media reputation. Allison uses live streaming to control her personal brand and public persona. So how does live streaming actually work? Here I want to show some workflow diagrams, but basically I use my phone or my computer, and I use Posterous I send email updates I email photos using Posterous, and Posterous takes my photos and sends them to Flickr, Twitter, Facebook, and also to my website. So basically live streaming is just any kind of photo, text, video, update, whatever, and part of the point is to get it to your social networks like Facebook, and also to archive that post on your own website. And so there are services that make that process faster, and the one that I use is Posterous. And I'll show another example of someone else's workflow. In my research, I test the potential of live streaming as a life design methodology by publicly documenting my life at jessicamullins.lifestream.com. Can I become more accountable for my decisions, strengthen my reputation, and break bad habits? Among the things I monitor on my site are diet, exercise, fitness, live stream design work, and spirituality. Combined with the support from my social network, my question is, can this public self-evaluation help me recognize and eradicate patterns and social structures that negatively impact my life? I have a methodology that I use to address this question, to approach it, to try to answer it. I first document my daily activities, and I usually am documenting something working towards a goal. I use online tools to monitor my health and resources, so using computers for what they're good at, counting, which is harder for me to do, I share my experiences with my social network, and I help people when I can. And as I'm doing this, I'm building a reputation. And eventually I can start recognizing patterns and systems that are holding me back, or not doing what I want for my life. And I can eliminate them. And then I can try to monetize my live stream. And it was Tim Ferriss who introduced me to the concept of selling a information product. His idea is to never defer retirement till the end of your life. You should always be trying to live, the life you want right now. And so by selling information products, that's digital downloads, you never have to maintain an inventory, and you can have this business that sustains itself. But so I took this idea of selling, or not just but I wanted to see how you could monetize a live stream. My partner and I had already tried selling subscriptions to our podcast, so you log in and get premium content for a price each month. And so I'm trying that with a live stream where for $7 a month you can log in and see even more live stream content that's usually locked behind a password. And that model is questionable, but I'm still testing it out, and it's very fun to work on. So what have I learned? I've learned that I mostly care about food, and that's what I've spent the last 2 years mostly focusing on. You can see in this image, in the images of the exhibition, that most of the wall is yellow, and that's the code for food. And that's okay with me, because I think that it's very important that we think about what we eat every day. It affects every part of our lives. I have interest in becoming a healthy eating activist, and so I'm happy with the results that I found. But why should we care about live streaming, really? Well, Clay Shirky thinks that putting our lives on the internet it's the equivalent, or basically we spent all this time in the last 50 years watching TV, and now we finally are coming off this collective bender, this binge of consumption, and now we're creating. And by using this cognitive surplus, we are contributing to this vast network of information that we don't even know what's going to happen with it yet, but it's very different than how we've been spending our time in the last 50 years. Part of all this sharing online, we are making computers smarter by giving the computers data. And the semantic web is something that is, it's an in-progress development for the World Wide Web. And basically, we're enabling computers to understand the relationship between content, links, and exchanges between people and computers. So basically, by live streaming, we're giving more content to the internet to make the machines smarter. And the hope of making machines smarter and actually being able to understand our language instead of just machine language. Ray Kurzweil is someone who believes that all of this participation in advanced technology and making machines smarter, eventually we're going to make the internet smarter than us. And when we have machines that are smarter than us, we may be approaching the technological singularity. And when that happens, the machines become smarter than ourselves, and we experience drastic paradigm shifts in humanity. And what that looks like, I don't know, but I feel that live streaming is contributing to this making machines smarter and this technological singularity. So we're providing the machines with more data about the world we live in so that they can become smarter than us. So to end, I'd like to ask you to imagine what the world would look like if everyone was a live streamer. If we could experience the lives and unique perspectives of every person in the world, what understanding might we gain?